The space around Kepler was quiet and cold. Nothing moved except tiny pieces of rock that floated in the darkness. Commander Velter sat in his chair on the bridge of the Zephyrian patrol ship called Whispered Dawn. His long blue fingers tapped against the metal arm of his chair. It was another boring day of patrol duty. "Sir, we have something on our screens," said the young sensor officer. His name was Rixta, and his voice shook a little. "There's a ship out there." Velter turned his large yellow eyes toward the main screen. "Show me." The screen lit up within image of a small metal ship. It looked old and beaten up. Parts of it were dark and seemed broken. It was much smaller than their own ship and looked like it was built by someone who did not know much about space travel. "What kind of ship is that?" Beltar asked. "Appears to be human, sir," Rika said as he looked at his readings. "The design matches what we know about their cargo ships. It looks like it has been damaged." Beltar felt curious. Humans were still new to space travel. Most alien races thought they were simple and not very smart. They lived on only a few worlds, and their ships were basic, but something about this ship made him feel uneasy. "Are there any life science?" he asked. "Yes, sir. I count humans inside, but they seem to be sleeping or maybe hurt. Their body heat is very low, and they are not moving much inside." The human ship called Liberty Bell. Captain Jake Morrison lay very still on his bed. His eyes were closed, but he was wide awake. He could hear every sound on his ship. His crew was doing the same thing he was doing. They were all awake, but acting like they were asleep. "Lisa, are you getting readings from that alien ship?" Jake whispered so quietly that only his crew could hear him through their small earpieces. "Chief Engineer." Lisa Park was in the engine room. She looked at her hidden screen that showed what the aliens were doing. "Yes, Captain. They are scanning us right now. The scan is not too deep." Yet Jake smiled a little. Everything was going as planned. The Liberty Bell looked like a simple cargo ship that was hurt and drifting in space. But it was really one of the most advanced ships that humans had ever built. It was built to look weak while being very strong. "Amy, how is everyone doing?" Jake asked quietly. First Officer Amy Collins was in the next room. She was watching the heart rates and breathing of all the crew members. "Everyone is good, Captain. We all look like we are in deep sleep." To their scanners, the truth was that all humans on the ship were using a special way of breathing and thinking that made them look almost dead. To alien sensors, it was something humans had learned to do when they needed to hide. But to aliens who did not know about this, it looked like the humans were dying or already half dead back on the Whispered Dawn. Commander Velta was getting more interested in the human ship. "Thra, start a deeper scan. I want to know everything about that ship." Science officer Thra was old and had seen many strange things in space, but something about this human ship bothered him. "Sir, should we not just leave them alone? They look like they are in trouble, but not dangerous." "No," Beltar said firmly. "We need to know what humans are really like. Our leaders want information about them. This is a good chance to learn." Cathra started. The deep scan waves of energy came out of their ship and went through the human ship. The energy could see through metal and look at everything inside. Jake felt the stronger scan begin. It made his skin feel a little warm. "Lisa, they are scanning deeper now." "I know, Captain. My screens show they're looking at our hull and trying to see what we are made of." "Dan, are you ready with the fake signals?" Jake asked communications officer. Dan White was at a station with many fake readings ready to send. "Yes, sir. If they scan too deep, I can make it look like our ship is more broken than it really is." But Jake was not worried. The Liberty Bell was built to handle deep scans. The outside of the ship looked normal, but it was made of materials that most aliens had never seen before. The inside had technology that was far ahead of what most people thought humans could build on the alien ship. Cathera was looking at his readings and feeling confused. "Commander, this is very strange." "What do you mean?" Beltar asked as he walked over to look at the screen. "Their ship hull, it is made of materials I do not understand, and look at these readings from the humans inside." Beltar looked at the screen and felt his blood go cold. The readings showed things that should not be possible. The human bodies were showing signs that made no sense. "Are you sure these readings are right?" Felter asked. "I have checked 3 times, so the humans on that ship are not normal inside." The Liberty Bell DR Sam Hughes was lying on his bed and taking his medicine for his sore joints. The small robots in his blood were fixing the pain in his Bones, it was normal medicine that many humans used, but the alien scanner saw tiny machines moving through his blood and thought it was something much more dangerous. Security Chief Ben Clark was resting, but his military training implants were still working. They helped him stay alert even when he looked like he was sleeping. The alien saw these implants as weapons built into his brain. Navigator Kelly Stone had quick reflexes from years of flying ships in Spacer. Brain worked faster than normal because of her training to the aliens. This looked like she had superhuman powers. Captain Lisa whispered their scans are getting very detailed. They are seeing things they probably do not understand. Jake nodded. Just keep everyone calm. Let them look, they will see what they expect. To see, but Commander Velter was not seeing what he expected. He was seeing something that filled him with a fear he had never felt before. These humans were not the simple space travelers his people thought they were. Something much more dangerous, sir, Thra said in a shaking voice. I think we need to call for help. Science. Officer Thra stared at a screen with wide eyes. His hands were shaking as he looked at the readings again and again. The numbers could not be right, but every time he checked they were the same. Commander, you need to see this. Thra said. His voice was quiet and scared. Velter walked over to the science station. What is it now? The metal that makes up their ship hull, it is not normal metal. Look at these readings. Cather pointed to his screen. With a finger that would not stop moving, Velter looked at the numbers and felt his heartbeat faster. This cannot be right. This shows quantum folded metals. That is what I thought too, but I have checked it many times. Their ship is made from materials that bend space itself. Beltar felt sick. His people had tried to make quantum folded metals many years ago, but the process was too dangerous. It could destroy entire planets. If something went wrong, his people decided it was too risky and stopped trying to make it. How do they have this technology? Beltar asked himself more than Cathra. That is not the worst part, sir. Thra said as he changed his screen to show different readings. Look at what I found. Inside the humans on the Liberty Bell. First Officer Amy Collins was keeping her crew calm. All humans were lying, still and breathing very slowly. They had learned this trick during their training. It made their bodies use less energy and made them look almost dead. To scanners, Amy could feel her heart beating only times per minute. Her brain waves were so slow that most aliens would think she was dying, but she was wide awake and listening to everything around her. Everyone is doing great, she whispered into her small microphone. Just keep breathing slowly and thinking quiet thoughts. What Amy did not know was that her slow brain waves looked very strange to the aliens. Most living things could not control their brain activity like humans could. To the Zafrans, it looked like humans could control their own minds in ways that should be impossible. Back on the whispered Dawn, Thra was showing Commander Velter readings from inside the human bodies. Look at their blood, sir. There are tiny machines swimming in their blood. Beltar looked at the screen and saw thousands of small dots moving through the red liquid inside. The humans, what are those things doing? They seem to be fixing damage in their bodies as fast as it happens. Watch this reading from the old human in their medical bay. Dr. Sam Hughes was lying on his bed in the medical room. His arthritis medicine was working as it always did. The tiny medical robots in his blood were going to his sore joints and making the pain go away. It was normal medicine that millions of humans used every day, but to the aliens watching it looked like something from their worst nightmares. They saw a species that had tiny war machines in their blood that could fix any damage instantly, sir, Thra said, with fear in his voice. If these humans can fix themselves as fast as they get hurt, how could anyone ever beat them in a fight? Beltar did not answer. He was thinking about what this meant. If humans could heal from any wound right away, they would be almost impossible to kill. No wonder no alien race had ever successfully attacked human worlds. Show me more, Beltar said. Thra changed his screen again. Look at their brain activity. Even though they seem to be sleeping, their minds are working in ways I have never seen. Inside the Liberty Bell, Security Chief Ben Clark was resting, but staying alert. His military training had taught him to sleep with one eye open. Special implants in his brain helped him stay ready for danger. Even when he looked completely relaxed, the implants were simple computer chips that helped him react faster and stay calm under pressure. Every human soldier Had them, they were as normal as eyeglasses, but the alien scanner saw something very different. They saw a human, whose brain was connected to computer systems throughout the ship to them. It looked like Ben was part of a huge weapon system that covered the entire ship. Commander, Thra said as he pointed to new readings. This human here seems to be connected to their weapon systems through his brain. What? Do you mean connected? His mind is linked to every weapon on their ship. He can probably fire any gun or missile. Just by thinking about it, Tar felt more afraid than he had ever been in his life. Not only could these humans heal from any wound, but they could control weapons. With their thoughts, Navigator Kelly Stone was having dreams about flying through space. Her years of pilot training had made her brain work faster than normal humans. She could see and react to things in milliseconds that would take other people much longer to notice. The alien scanners measured her brain speed and found reaction times that were times faster than their best warriors. Sir, look at this, Thra said as he showed new numbers on his screen. This female human has reaction speeds that are impossible. She could probably dodge laser fire. Show me the others. Beltar said he was starting to understand that every human on this ship was dangerous in a different way. Communications Officer Dan White had special implants that help him understand and speak alien languages. The implants could translate any language instantly and even understand the emotions behind the words. To the Zephyrian scanning him, it looked like he could read minds. Commander, Thra said with shaking voice, I think this human can see into our thoughts. His brain shows activity in areas that control telepathy. Velter stepped back from the screen. Telepathy, are you sure the readings are clear? This species might be able to read and control minds. Velter looked around his bridge at his crew. They were all staring at the screen with fear in their eyes. Everyone was thinking the same thing. If humans could heal, instantly control weapons with their thoughts, react faster than anyone else, and read minds, then they were not just another space-faring race. They were the perfect killers. Sir, the young censor officer Rika said, what should we do? Should we contact them? Beltar thought about it. If he contacted them and they knew the aliens had discovered their secrets, what would they do? Would they attack? Would they follow the alien ship back to their home world? No, Beltar said firmly, we watch and learn, but we do not let them know we are here inside. The Liberty Bell Captain Jake Morrison was still lying still and listening to his crew report through their tiny earpieces. Everything is normal, Captain Lisa Park whispered from the engine room. They're still scanning, but nothing seems wrong. Jake smiled. Little the aliens were probably seeing exactly what humans wanted them to see. An old broken cargo ship with a sleeping crew, nothing dangerous at all, but on the whispered dawn. Commander Velter was learning that humans were the most dangerous species he had ever encountered. Commander Tar could not sleep. He had been staring at the readings from the human ship for hours. Every new thing they found made him more afraid. He called his science officer back to the bridge. Thra, show me everything again. I need to understand what we are really looking at. Thra walked to his station with tired eyes. He had been studying the human ship all night too, sir. I have found more things that worry me. Show me the screen. Change to show the inside of the human ship. Thra pointed to one of the sleeping humans. This is their security chief. Look at what is inside his head. The scan showed Ben Clark's brain, but it also showed something else. There were small metal pieces connected to different parts of his brain. Lines of energy moved between his brain and other parts of the ship. What are those metal things? Velter asked. They look like weapon controls built into his brain. See how they connect to the ship's gun systems. This human can probably fire every weapon on their ship. Just by thinking about it, Beltar felt cold. Are you saying he is part of their weapon system? Not just him, sir. Look at this. Craw changed the screen to show another human. This is their navigator. She has the same kind of connections. Navigator Kelly Stone was dreaming about flying through an asteroid field. Her pilot training had given her reflexes that were much faster than normal people's. Special implants helped her brain work with the ship's computers to fly better and safer. But the alien scanner saw something very different. They saw a human whose brain was connected to the ship's movement controls. To them, it looked like she could make the ship move in any direction just by thinking about it, sir. Cathra said with fear in his voice. I Think every human on that ship is connected to their weapon and control systems. They are not just crew members. They are part of the ship itself. Walked around the bridge. His crew was watching him and waiting for orders. What else have you found? Look at. Their communications officer Kthra showed readings from Dan White's brain. His implants are different from the others. Dan White was sleeping peacefully. His language implants were working as they always did. They helped him understand and speak over 100 different alien languages. The implants could even pick up emotions and hidden meanings in how people talked. His brain shows activity in areas that control telepathy. Kthra explained, I think he can read minds and maybe even control what other people think. Beltar stopped. Walking mind control, yes. Sir, look at these readings. His brain can send signals that match the brain waves of other species. He could probably make us think whatever he wants us to think. The bridge became very quiet. Everyone was thinking the same scary thought. If humans could control minds, how would anyone know if they were being controlled right now? Sir, the young censor officer Rika said, should we move our ship further away? Beltar thought about it. Not yet. We need to learn more. But start charging our weapons just in case. Inside the Liberty Bell, Captain Jake Morrison was still lying still and listening to his crew. Everything was going according to plan. The aliens were scanning them, but not coming closer or trying to talk to them. Lisa, how are our systems holding up? Jake whispered. Chief Engineer Lisa Park was in the engine room, checking her equipment. Everything is good, Captain. The aliens cannot see our real power levels or our weapons. What Lisa did not know was that the aliens were seeing much more than she thought. Their deep scans were finding things that most humans did not even know about. Amy, how is everyone doing with the deep sleep act? Jake asked. All crew members are stable, Captain. Heart rates are low and brain activity looks minimal. But Amy was wrong. The alien scanners were seeing brain activity that looked very unusual. All the humans showed brain patterns that most aliens thought were impossible. Back on the Whispered Dawn, Kthra was showing Commander Velter new readings. Her look at this. All the humans show the same strange brain patterns. They can control their own brain activity. What does that mean? Most living things cannot control how their brain works, but these humans can make their brains faster or slower. Whenever they want, they can probably think much faster than us when they need to. Beltar looked at the readings. So they are not really sleeping? I do not think so, sir. I think they are awake, but making their bodies look like they are sleeping. They are probably watching us right now. The idea that the humans were awake and watching made feel sick. What else can they do? Cathra, change the screen again. Look at their bodies, sir. They are much stronger than they looked. The skin showed that even though the humans looked normal, their muscles and bones were much denser than most alien species. Their hearts were stronger and their lungs could hold more air. This female here, Kathera pointed to Amy Collins, her body shows she can survive in space without a suit for several minutes. Her blood carries much more oxygen than normal, and this one, he pointed to Ben Clark, his bones are almost as strong as metal. He could probably survive a fall that would kill most of us. Tar was starting to understand something terrible. These humans were not just smart or lucky. They were built for war. Their bodies, their brains, their technology, everything about them was designed for fighting and surviving. Sir Kthra said quietly, I think we have been looking at this wrong. What do you mean? We thought humans were a young species that was just learning about space travel. But what if they are not young? What if they are old and have been hiding how advanced they really are? Velter thought about this. You think they have been pretending to be weak? Yes, sir. Look at their ship. It looks old and broken, but it is made from materials we cannot even make. Look at their crew. They look normal, but they have abilities we thought were impossible. The bridge was quiet as everyone thought about what this meant. If humans had been hiding their real abilities, then everything the galactic community knew about them was wrong. Sir Rika said, there is something else. I am picking up very faint signals from their ship. What kind of signals? Communication signals, very weak, but they are there. I think they are talking to someone. Felt his heart beat faster. Who are they talking to? I cannot tell, sir. The signals are too weak and in a code I do not understand. Inside the Liberty Bell, Captain Jake Morrison had just finished his quiet check-in with the human colony on Kepler B. It was a routine message to let them know everything was okay, but to the aliens listening, it sounded like a coded military message being sent to unknown forces. Captain Lisa Park whispered, I think the aliens are getting nervous their ship is moving away from us. Slowly, Jake. Smile good. Let them think what? They want to think we will be at the colony soon, but Commander Velter was not. Just nervous, he was terrified. He was starting to believe that his ship had found something much more dangerous than a broken cargo ship. He was starting to believe they had found a species of perfect warriors who had been hiding in plain sight. Commander Velter had not left his bridge for hours. He could not stop looking at the readings from the human ship. Every hour brought new discoveries that made him more afraid. Sir Thra called out something is happening on their ship. Beltar rushed to the science station. What is it? One of the humans is moving the one in there. Engine room inside the Liberty Bell. Chief Engineer Lisa Park had gotten up to check on the ship's systems. It was a normal check that she did every few hours. She walked to her main computer and turned it on to look at the engine readings. Computer, show me system status, Lisa said in a quiet voice. The ship's computer came to life. Its voice was calm and friendly. Good morning, Lisa. All systems are working normally. Engine power is at % life support is stable. Weapons are ready, but not armed. Lisa nodded. Thank you, computer. Keep monitoring everything, of course, Lisa. Is there anything else you need? No, just keep us safe. I will always keep the crew safe, the computer replied. On the whisper dawn, the aliens watched this conversation with growing terror. Sir Thra said with a shaking voice, their ship has an artificial mind. What do you mean an artificial? Intelligence, a machine that can think like a living being. Listen to how it talks to the human. Beltar listened to the recording of Lisa talking to the computer. The machine sounded like it cared about the humans. It talked to Lisa like a friend would talk to another friend. This is not just a computer, Velter said. This is a thinking machine that serves the humans. Yes, sir. And did you hear what it said about weapons? It said their weapons are ready. This broken cargo ship has weapons that are ready to fire. Velter felt sick. A thinking war machine. They have created artificial minds to help him fight. What the aliens did not know was that the Liberty Bell's computer was just a normal ship. AI. Every human ship had one. They helped with flying, fixing problems, and keeping the crew safe. They were as common as windows on human ships, but to the Zephyrians, artificial intelligence was something from scary stories. Their people had tried to make thinking machines long ago, but the machines had tried to take over their world. Since an all-artificial intelligence was forbidden in their society, Sir Thra said there is more. I have been looking at the genetic information from their blood samples. What did you find? Catherine showed new readings on his screen. Look at this human. Here his name seems to be Rick Santos. His genes show something impossible. Pilot Rick Santos was sleeping in his small room. His body showed the results of living and working on many different worlds. His lungs worked well in thin air. His skin could handle strong sunlight. His blood could carry oxygen even when there was not much of it in the air. His genetic structure shows he can live on many different types of worlds. Thra explained his body has adapted to different atmospheric compositions. Beltar stared at the readings. Different worlds. Yes, sir, this human can breathe air that would kill most of us. He can live in heat that would cook our skin. He can survive in cold that would freeze our blood. But how is that possible? I think humans do not come from just one world, sir. I think they come from many worlds. They are a species that can live anywhere. This idea terrified more than anything else. He had learned if humans could live on any world, then nowhere in the galaxy was safe from them. They could invade any planet and survive there. Show me more, Velter said. In the Liberty Bell's kitchen, cook Mary Johnson woke up feeling hungry. She walked to her small kitchen and started making food for herself. She opened packages of food and put them in the food maker. The food maker heated and mixed the ingredients. Soon it produced a meal that smelled good to Mary. She sat down and began to eat on the alien ship. Thra was watching this and feeling horrified. Sir, look at what that human is eating. Velter looked at the readings from Mary's food. What am I looking at? That food contains chemicals that are poisonous to most galactic species. Look at this ingredient. It would kill a Zephyrian in minutes. What they were seeing was just normal human food. Humans ate things like onions, garlic, chocolate, and spices that were harmful to many other species, but to humans these things were just tasty food. She is eating poison for breakfast, Thra said with Amazement maybe it is not poison to them, Beltar said. That is even worse, sir, that means humans can eat things that kill other species. They can probably survive on worlds where the plants and animals are toxic to everyone else. Beltar was beginning to see the full picture. Humans could live anywhere, eat anything, heal from any wound, and control machines with their minds. They were the perfect invasive species. Sir, there is something else you need to see, Thra said as he changed his screen. I've been looking at their ship's database. What kind of database? Entertainment files, stories, movies, games that humans make for fun. Cathera showed titles from the human entertainment database, movies about wars, books about survival, games about conquest and fighting. Look at these titles, sir. The Last Stand, survival of the strongest galactic conquest war without. And read the titles with growing fear. They make entertainment about war, yes. Sir, hundreds of stories about fighting, surviving, and conquering other species. This is what they think about for fun. What the aliens did not understand was that humans made stories about many things. They had love stories, comedies, and peaceful tales too. But the action and adventure stories were easier for the alien computer to identify and translate. Sir Catherine, continued, I found something called humans' fun stories. They seem to be tales about humans being superior to all other species. Beltar felt dizzy. They make stories about being better than everyone else, yes. Sir, stories about humans being stronger, smarter, and more dangerous than any other species in the galaxy. The bridge was quiet as everyone thought about this. The humans were not just warriors. They were warriors who were proud of being warriors. They entertained themselves with stories about conquering the galaxy, sir. Rika said quietly, what if these stories are not just entertainment? What if they are plans? Looked around his bridge at his frightened crew. Everything they had learned about humans pointed to the same conclusion. Humans were not the simple, peaceful traders that everyone thought. They were a species of perfect killers who could live anywhere, eat anything, heal from any wound, control thinking machines, and dream about conquering the galaxy. And worse than that, they had been hiding their true nature from everyone. Sir Thra said, their ship is starting to move. Tar looked at the main screen. The human ship was slowly turning and beginning to move away from them. Where are they going? He asked. Toward the inner system, sir. Toward the human colony. Velter realized with horror that they had been watching what was probably a supply run. The humans were bringing supplies to their colony world. But if this was just a simple cargo mission, and these humans had all these terrifying abilities, what were the humans on the colony world like? Sir Rika said, should we follow them? Velter thought about it. If they followed the humans, they might learn more about their true capabilities, but they might also be discovered. No. He said, finally, we have learned enough to set course for home. We need to warn our people about what we have found. As the whispered dawn turned away from the human ship commander, Velter knew that nothing would ever be the same. The galaxy had a new apex predator, and it wore the face of a simple cargo hauler. The whispered dawn was preparing to leave when something new happened on the human ship commander. Velter was about to give the order to go home when his science officer called out, Sir, wait. One of the humans is doing something strange. Beltar turned back to look at the screen. What now? The one they call their medical officer. He is giving medicine to another human. Dr. Sam Hughes had woken up because his back was hurting. The long time lying still had made his old injury feel worse. He got up slowly and walked to his medical cabinet. He took out a small needle filled with medicine. This should help, Sam said to himself as he put the needle into his arm. The medicine was just vitamin B. Sam was getting old, and his body did not make enough of this vitamin anymore. The shot would give him energy and help him feel better. Millions of humans took the same shot every month. But on the alien ship, Thra was watching with horror, sir. He just injected himself with some kind of chemical. What kind of chemical? I am not sure, but look at his body's reaction. The vitamin shot was working. Sam's body was using the BTO make energy. His heart rate went up a little, and his brain activity increased. He felt more awake and alert. His body is responding like he took a combat drug. Thra said with fear in his voice. His reflexes are faster, and his mind is more active. Watch the readings. Are you saying humans drug themselves to fight better? It looks that way, sir, and see how. Easily, he did it like it was normal for him. What terrified the aliens most was how casual Sam had been about giving himself the shot. He did not hesitate or worry about them, it looked like. Humans regularly drugged themselves for better performance, sir. Cathra continued. If this is what their medical officer does to himself, what do their warriors do? Beldar did not want to think about that. If a simple ship's doctor was drugging himself for a better performance, then human soldiers probably use much stronger chemicals. Show me everything we have learned. Velter ordered Thra put all the discoveries on the main screen. The list was long and terrifying. They have quantum folded metal ships that should be impossible to build. They have tiny healing machines in their blood. They can control their brain activity. They are connected to weapon systems through their minds. They can read and control thoughts. They have artificial intelligence servants. They can live on any world and eat poisonous food. They drug themselves for better performance, and they make entertainment about conquering the galaxy. The bridge was completely quiet. Every alien on the ship was thinking the same thing. They had not found a simple cargo ship. They had found evidence of the most dangerous species in the galaxy, Sir Ricka said. Quietly, the human ship is getting ready to leave on the Liberty Bell, Captain Jake. Morrison was finally ready to move. They had stayed still long enough for the alien ship to scan them and learn what they wanted to learn. Lisa, bring our engines to full power. Amy, wake everyone up. Dan sent a message to the colony that we are coming. Yes, sir, his crew replied. Jake did not know that the aliens thought he was a commander of a warship full of super soldiers to him. This was just another normal supply run. Chief Engineer Lisa Park started the real engines. The Liberty Bell had been using only backup power to look broken. Now the main engines came online, and the ship began to move faster. Communications Officer Dan White sent a simple message to the human colony Liberty Bell to New Boston Colony. We are hours out with your supplies. Everything is normal. But when the aliens heard this message, they heard something very different, sir. The communications officer on the Whispered Dawn said, I am picking up their transmission. What does it say? I cannot understand all of it, but I heard the words Liberty Boston and normal. And, sir, there are other signals coming from the inner system. Other signals. Yes, sir, it sounds like there are many human ships near their colony world. Beltar felt his blood turn cold. How many ships? I count at least different signals, sir, maybe more. What they were hearing were normal colony ships, cargo haulers, and small personal spacecraft. The human colony on Kepler B was growing, and busy ships came and went every day, bringing supplies and new colonists. But to Commander Velter, it sounded like a massive fleet of warships, sir. Thra said as he studied new readings. Look at their real power output now. The Liberty Bell was now showing its true capabilities. The engines were much more powerful than they had seemed. The ship was moving faster than most alien military vessels could move. This cargo ship is faster than our best fighters, Cathra said with amazement. And if this is just a cargo ship, Velter said slowly, what are their real warships like? The question hung in the air like a dark cloud. If a simple supply ship was this advanced, then human military ships must be beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. Sir Ricka said, the human ship is almost out of our scanner range. Should we follow it? Velter thought about it. Part of him wanted to see the human colony and learn more, but a bigger part of him was terrified of what they might find there. No, he said firmly, we have learned enough. Too much. Set course for home immediately. Yes, sir. As the Whispered Dawn turned away from the human ship, Beltar walked to his personal quarters. He needed to write a report for the Galactic Council, but how could he explain what they had found? He sat at his desk and began to type report on human capabilities classification, highest threat level. We have discovered that everything we thought we knew about humans is wrong. They are not a simple species learning about space travel. They are the most advanced and dangerous species we have ever encountered. Evidence suggests that humans have been hiding their true capabilities from the galactic community. They appear weak and peaceful, but they are actually perfect warriors with technology beyond our understanding. Recommendations: under no circumstances should any galactic species attempt to attack or threaten human worlds. Any contact with humans should be done with extreme caution. They must never know that we have discovered their true nature. End of report. Meanwhile, on the Liberty Bell Captain Jake Morrison was talking to his crew as they flew toward the colony. Well, that was interesting. Jake said with a small smile, Amy, how long until we reach New Boston? Hours, Captain. First Officer Amy Collins replied, Good Lisa, any problems? With the engines? None at all, Captain. Everything is working perfectly. Jake nodded and looked out at the stars. He had no idea that his simple supply run had just changed the balance of power in the galaxy. He did not know that somewhere behind him an alien commander was writing a report that would make every species in the galaxy fear the name human. To Jake Morrison and his crew, they were just people bringing food and medicine to a small colony world. They were ordinary humans doing an ordinary job, but to the rest of the galaxy, they had just become the most terrifying force in the universe, and the funny thing was they would never know it as the Liberty Bell disappeared into the darkness of space, heading toward their peaceful colony. The seeds of a new legend were already being planted. Soon every alien species would know the truth about humans. They were not to be underestimated, they were not to be threatened, and most importantly, they were not to be awakened, because when humans finally revealed their true nature, the galaxy would never be the same again.